fans followed every development of the new drama starring Hou Minghao and Yuxiao. The day felt like a little dream come true. I was lucky to be on the set as part of a team of invited spectators for the shooting of some outdoor scenes. The shooting location is located on the outskirts of the city, surrounded by tall trees and a relaxing natural atmosphere. The morning was cool, the dew was still on the leaves, and the sun had just appeared behind a thin cloud. However, the calmness of that realm couldn't match the flutter I felt when I saw the two young stars standing in front of the camera. Hou Minghao with his charismatic aura, and Yuxiao with his gentle but firm charm. From the beginning, the atmosphere on set felt professional as always. The crew is busy arranging the property, the director gives instructions, and the staff checks the lighting. However, amidst that orderly crowd, there was something that was hard to ignore. A small, simple interaction, but able to make the hearts of fans like us melt slowly. I saw how their gaze searched each other without a word, as if there was a secret frequency that only the two of them understood. Hou Minghao stood not far from the main camera, dressed in his character's elegant costume, his hair neatly arranged, but some strands seemed to be left a little messy, giving a natural look that only added to his appeal. While Yuxiao was talking to the makeup artist, his eyes occasionally glanced at Minghao. Not long after, as Yuxiao walked past the camera area, I noticed how Minghao's gaze was directed directly at her, in a way that was too natural for mere professionalism. He looked like someone who wanted to make sure that the person in front of him was really real. It sounds like something that's common in the entertainment world. But for us, the fans who are used to capturing small details, every look, every slight smile, and every gesture can be a small proof of something warmer than just a colleague. The scene taken that day was not a romantic scene. Quite the opposite, they were shooting scenes of confrontation between the two main characters. But interestingly, in between breaks, the atmosphere, which was originally tense, immediately turned into soft and full of small laughter. I saw Minghao standing not far from the monitor while watching the retake of the scene earlier. His gaze focused, but when Yuxiao passed nearby, it disappeared for a moment. He stared at the girl, not with the gaze of an actor judging his co-star, but like someone fascinated by a simple moment unintentionally created by someone else's presence. Yuxiao seemed to notice. He pretended to be busy staring at the phone screen, but the tail of his eyes held back a small smile. Their gazes crossed paths several times, and each time that happened, the atmosphere around seemed to change slightly. No one was talking, no one was fully aware, but the air seemed to be getting warmer. I was thinking, maybe this is just my feeling as a fan too late. But then I heard some of the crew next to me muttering quietly, discussing how the chemistry between the two of them in front of the camera was so natural, even without the need for much direction from the director. "They don't need to act to make the atmosphere come alive," said one of them with a chuckle. And I can only smile inwardly. Yes, that's how it feels. There is something sincere between them. Something that even the camera can't seem to fully capture. As time went on, shooting continued until noon. The weather began to heat up, but the atmosphere on the set remained lively and full of energy. During the lunch break, I watched the two of them again. While everyone was busy with food and drink, the two of them chose to sit somewhat apart from the crowd, each seeming to enjoy a short time to rest. But what made me smile was the small moment when Minghao stared at Yuxiao, who was holding a mini fan in his hand. He didn't say anything, just stared, then smiled faintly when the wind from the fan accidentally blew towards him. There was an inexplicable calm in that moment, as if time slowed down just for the two of them. I saw him not as a thrill-seeking fan, but as someone who watched two young people understand each other without a word. The world of entertainment may be loud and stressful, but between the spotlights and the cameras, there is still little room for pure human warmth. And that day, that little space was filled by them. By late afternoon, the final scene was shot in the dim light of the sun. The director seemed satisfied with the results of their work. After the last take was over, the atmosphere began to relax. Some of the crew began to tidy up the equipment, while the cast chatted lightly. Among all that, again I captured a moment that made me convinced that what I saw throughout the day was not a coincidence. Yuxiao stood near the property desk, while Hou Minghao came from the opposite direction while carrying his jacket. At one glance, they looked at each other. and the look lasted a little longer than it should have. Nothing superfluous, no big smile, no dramatic gestures. Only two pairs of eyes met, sending each other a silent message that probably no one but the two of them understood. As a fan, I felt as if I saw a real scene from a love story that had not yet been written. It's interesting how two people working together can radiate intimacy without the need for major action. On screen later, perhaps the audience will see their chemistry as part of the script. But for those of us who watched it live, it felt like watching something more honest. When it got dark and filming was declared over, the two walked towards their respective vehicles. Once again, before actually leaving, Minghao briefly turned his head towards Liu Yuxiao. Not for long, just a split second, but enough to make my heart as a fan tremble softly. There is something behind that look. Attention, respect, maybe even unspoken affection. I came home from the location with a warm feeling that is difficult to describe. On social media, perhaps later many will talk about their natural chemistry. It might be candid photos of the crew, or short video snippets showcasing their small interactions. But for me, no picture or video could fully capture the essence of what I saw that day. Two human beings who, in the midst of a busy entertainment world, were still able to look sincerely at each other. And maybe that's where the real magic is. In every simple glance, in every restrained smile, in every meaningful silence. As a fan, I can only hope that the connection remains, whether as a best friend, a co-worker, or maybe something more. To be sure, that moment will always be remembered as the day I saw Hou Minghao and Liu Yuxiao understand each other without having to say anything. Perhaps the world will not know the true meaning of those gazes. But I know one thing. Every glance they steal between the camera and the crowd is not accidental. It is the language of the heart that does not need translation. A language understood only by two souls who recognize each other, even without words. And for us, the fans watching from a distance, it was more than enough to make our day feel special.